It's time to go racing once again here at Zandvoort as we get underway for the Dutch Grand Prix. Four lefts and 10 rights make up the 14 corners of the narrow and demanding Zandvoort circuit, with plenty of peaks and valleys over the course of a 2.6 mile lap, which will demand absolute concentration from our drivers here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yes, we are back. Formula 4 Racing with me, well, for the second time in a row, can't get rid of him. The amigo, the inaugural champ of Formula 4, Mr. Infamous Pillars. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, mate. Like, it sounds like you're trying to like get rid of me, but we all know that isn't the case.
Definitely not, my friend. Definitely not. And I've got a bit of a treat for everybody at home. We'll get these combined championship tables for you guys, and there they are. That is after 2 rounds. And yes, at the moment, with a combined total of 165 points, Team Rockstar Racing on top there. Team Jaguar Racing, they're right behind them on 156 there, Pilly. We've got Team Hello Kitty Racing on 141, Monster Energy on 131, and Golf Racing on 88. So that is exactly what they're all doing. We'll get rid of that screen for you. We have got some weather here at Zandvoort Pillars. It is raining at the moment. Not too sure what's happening for the race, but it is absolutely raining down here in Zandvoort in Q1, of course, mate.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to make this track a lot harder. The curves around here are just death. So mixed with the rain, it wouldn't surprise me seeing anybody going out for an early spin.
That's exactly right, mate. And, well, we've got a couple of lads already out on track, just trying to figure out who was the first one to blink. And, yes, it is him. There he is there, Mr. Fury Strat. That is Team Hello Kitty livery, folks. And that is what the boys have designed and made up, of course. And that is Mr. Fury Strat. We do harp on it every race that these boys do participate in, just to give you boys and girls at home exactly what these guys have done in this magnificent league here at Formula 4 Racing. But yes, Mr. Fury Strat, all in his name, loves an aggressive strat. He's gone out there on slicks. So, well, all the boys out there on outlaps have gone out there on slicks. So the track quite not ready. And I think we're going to see a lot of action here, Pills, because I reckon this is, well, this is make or break, mate. You leave it too late, the track gets a bit wet. And, well, as you know, mate, the times do not improve when she's wet.
No, I think this could be a one and done in Q1 here, but I mean, someone's gone off. I don't know if that's the one's from McKinder, so I believe that was probably.
No, that looks like on via the track.
Sound easy.
Oh, and there you go. They're all spinning at the last corner. Oh, yeah. Forever Shack's out. And, well, Macedonian, excuse me, Mr. Fury Strat, we just saw in the background. There is a Jaguar behind him of Darkness Abyss. And we'll pick up Darkness's lap now because he's out there at the moment, currently on a run. And I reckon this track is way too wet for Slicks Pills. We've got Xerxes in the chat. How are you, Xerx?
Stress round. Strat is round. He dropped it on the on entry of into entry of 3, and that's him round. So
there you go.
Yeah, this isn't ideal. I think the softs might just be a touch too out there.
We are riding on board with Darkness Abyss at the moment, and just to see how, look at him playing with that throttle there, Pills, and he's hit the brake anchors now, but he's got a lot of and there you go, can't get the power down. It is definitely not Slick's time, but let's just see if he's going to, the DRS is still enabled, so he might be able to...
out.
Smakinda is out. Yeah,
Smakinda's out as well.
These are tricky conditions. And, yeah, don't worry about it, Nat Hammer. That is a in-house joke. And Xerxes is referring to the amigo, Mr. Infamous Pillars to my left. And, yeah, just a bit of friendly banter there. And, yeah, don't worry about that one. But, Xerxes, you'll be very, very happy to know that the follower alert is working, my friend. And as Darkness Appears sets a 1 minute 18.4 for his first time run, and that is...
Sorry, Gav.
Yes, mate?
One slick micro just got a 5-place grid penalty. Can we restart the lobby, please?
One Slick Mofo.
He just got five lanes script anyway.
I'm not too sure. He's in the pit lane. Don't know what's happened there.
No, he said he had. Let me get the race director off. He had a severe collision with Smakinda.
Oh, there you go. So, well, not too sure what is going on. What is going on there?
Love a restart.
You are dreaming, Mr. Golf Racing, man. But yes, Sandisi in reserve capacity. There he is there, Mr. Sandisi. And yes, puts it second with a 1 minute 17.7 there, Pills. Just trying to pick up who is next. We've got a Golf Racing out there. I do believe that might be Reedy. It certainly is now. And Reedy coming around that last corner now, Pills. It's very, very tricky in these conditions. And there you go, as I speak. He's lost the back end and bang into the wall. And he's probably lucky he hit that flush with his rear end, because if that had gone in at any sort of weird angle, he would have lost his wheels. But next on the track at the moment, we welcome, let's just touch on this first. We will welcome back one of our regulars, folks. He has been missing the first couple of Grand Prix, but he is back, and he's back with a bang, and that is TCF Old Boy. Welcome back, TCF Old Boy. Yes, all the boys out there on Strix are struggling, and no, Xerxes, it hasn't come through that you followed. There is a bit of a delay, and it worked at the starting screen at the very start when we had the intro. When you unfollow and follow, it takes a while for the system to register. It doesn't really work that well. But yes, we had our last follow was from Eshaman. Welcome to the stream. We do hope, and this is exactly what happened when it came up. Exactly like that. So there you go. So it worked to a treat. And yes, we are watching at the moment 2-5, getting it all very loose indeed. Yes, a 1 minute 18.0. We did miss his lap. Well, I did anyway. And we'll flick down to One Slick Mofo. He's just made another appearance out on track, albeit on the slicks there, Pillars. So if you want, you can take us on a lap run through with your boy, One Slick Mofo.
Go on then. Down in turn 1, DRS still enabled, which is definitely risky. But turn 1, down in second up to 4th, really in these sort of conditions, just to dole out power. As One Slick just gets a little bit squirrely into 2 and 3, and back to 4, which is probably one of the hardest corners when this track's wet anyway. Just want to take a narrow line like Mofo did, and then just full power all the way down towards a downhill right, which I'm surprised hasn't claimed any of these guys' lives yet. But Mofo doing a nice little clipping of apex job here. That's really pretty much a no corner. And now he's only down into 3rd, but I would have been 2nd and 4th again. Just these conditions, you want to take a lower gear and then double up on it just so it does dull the power and the wheel spin is reduced. But now down into the stadium section, probably one of the hardest sections when it's wet and on dry tyres. One little late breaking move and you find yourself in that gravel trap, and Mofo just getting a little bit wrong there, but it's looked pretty steady so far. Now into the final couple of corners, try and probably stay off that curb just so you don't end up losing the back end, but Mofo keeping that nice and steady on the throttle and now up towards the line, and this is going to be a 17-2.
Fantastic lap there from One Slick Mofo. Blue Dog is currently out there on track as well. Same with Brad Tay. And Brad Tay sets a 1 minute 18.8 there, Pills, as the Stig will be next. It's 18.1. Fantastic stuff here in tricky conditions. We've got Nat Hammer. That is, well, there he is there, Nat Hammer. And on the screen, his colours are coming up a bit funny, but there you go. He crosses the line and he sets a 1 minute 19.2 does Nat. And yeah, that is meant to be Monster Energy, but the colours have come up on. He's probably got the right one on, but yeah, his colours have come up a bit funny there, if I do say so myself there, Pills. Yeah, a bit different on stream, but not too sure.
Yeah, I've got a red and black. I've got red and black on my screen as well.
Yeah,
so.
I've got red and black on my screen. Maybe he selected the wrong one, has Nat. But yeah, we'll have a chat to him after the race, of course. We've got TCF Old Boy, albeit the first lad on the intermediates. Well, there's debris all over the track, and well, there you go. You just seen a rear wing that Old Boy ran over, flying up in the air, and well, here's the first one on the inters. Be interesting to see how he gets on, Pills.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what. I don't know if you've got grey and black livery for Old Boy as well. As Mofo goes 16.4, that's half a second quicker than Sandeezy. So Mofo, obviously, with that 5 chase grip penalty, he does need to start laying down statements early doors in
Yeah,
Q1.
exactly right.
Hopefully, he can kind of keep that momentum going, keep that momentum going in Q2 and Q3. But Old Boy, don't know, is this a little bit of a risk? I know there's 8 minutes 30 left on the
Oh,
clock. Yeah, I just don't. Maybe it's not ready. Maybe it really isn't ready for Inters.
yeah, I'm
But
not too sure, mate. Not too sure at all, but he's definitely tricky conditions as Reedy's cluttered the wall again. Nat Hammer is around, but lucky to keep it all together. And Reedy jumps in the pit lane. Blue Dog jumps in the pit lane. Johnny M4 is back in the pit lane. We have yet to see Suicide 5 come out on track. And we have OSR, well, who is that? That is Bozza. Bozza is in the chat saying, this is very tricky, guys. Yes, Jodoku, slippery boots, most definitely, my friend, as well, Mr. Fury Strat comes back out on track on the slick spills as his teammate behind him in Suicide 5. There he is there on intermediate. So we're keeping a close eye on these lads to see what they're doing, but we'll focus on the guys yet to set times, of course. Old Boy is Team Rockstar. That is meant to be an orange livery, if I do say so myself. Not too sure what has happened here, but we will make sure we rectify this and get these boys up to speed ASAP for next round, of course. And yes, Old Boy is absolutely trying to send it there at Zandvoort, but it doesn't look like it's all panning out to him too well. He loves the wet, does Old Boy. A bit of history with the lad, and yeah, he does love a very, very wet track. As we flick back up to Brad Tay. Brad Tay's in the, well, he's about to enter that second sector. There is Team Rockstar out there at the moment. I do believe Blue Dog is about to start a lap. Yeah, he most certainly is. And Blue Dog is getting underway with his first time run. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 3. Who is that? That might be, not too sure who that is there, Pills. It could be Bozza. I'm not too sure.
It's Bozza. It's Bozza. It's Bozza.
There you go. So we'll keep an eye on the
But,
blue.
I mean, he should be... Looking at it now, I think he should be safe. So I think he can wait until last minute if he does need to go out again. So
Oh, there you go.
Not worth risking yourself. So
well, there you go. Thank you, Xerxes. Xerxes has just cleared a few things up, saying there is a bit of a glitch with the liveries. And, yeah, we do appreciate that, Xerx. As always, doing your thing. And we appreciate all the hard work that you have done into making this a, well, what it is today, of course. Hats off to you, Xerx. I hope you're well. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far, albeit a few minutes gone into Q1. Oh, to be fair, we've only got 6 minutes left of Q1. We are watching currently Blue Dog attack this very twisty, tight, tricky track here at Zandvoort, here in the Netherlands. And it is tricky conditions to say the least. Now, this is a very tricky corner. Blue Dog doing his absolute best to mind those curves. But here he comes now. Now, this banked corner, we're yet to see it in real life F1, but that must be magnificent. But Blue Dog sets a 1 minute 18.251 and currently puts in P9 pillars.
definitely, yeah, good luck from Blue Dog. I think this might get a little bit tighter than maybe what I've originally thought, with 5.5 minutes left to go. So yeah, maybe Boston might need to get himself back out there just to be sure. But
That's exactly right.
it's Suicide 5 on the Inters here now. Someone did improve, and I think it have been, who was it?
Well, there you go. Suicide 5 sets a 1 minute 21.3. We have lost 3 drivers, folks. We have just lost TCF Old Boy.
Right.
We have lost Shaq and we have lost Smakinda. Now, Johnny M4 is currently out there on track. He's on a timed run there, Pills. One of your boys, oh, he got it all wrong, but has saved it from the wall. What a save from Johnny. But he crosses the line. He sets a 1 minute 18.8. And that puts him P12, Pills.
Yeah, I mean, that is great for Johnny there, just to obviously get a time valid now with 4.5 left to go.
Yeah.
And if he's feeling a little bit more, just keep going. You know, but these tyres will not die as quick because there is just nothing for them to grip onto. So I mean, the more fuel we have on board, I think kind of the better. You can get a few more runs in, and you might find only going up about one maybe 2% at max. Not like your 6, 7s, 8s if it's dry and you're in hot lap mode. You're on medium as well. Yeah, I mean, just keep going. Really is what I'd say to him.
That's exactly right.
Obviously, Bozza has, I think, retired in the pit lane as well, so you must feel a bit more confident than I probably would at this point.
Yeah, I would be too.
But really now, last corner, the last person to set a time is still in the session. And
DRS is
gonna
still
be...
enabled, which is bizarre. But Reedy sets a 1 minute 19.8 and puts in P16. Yes, yes, yes. Ramsell, welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream, Mr. Chiropractor. I hope you're well. And yes, we are racing here at Zandvoort. And, well, you are too there, Ramsell, in a few hours' time, of course. And, well, Xerxes having a bit of a laugh in the chat. But there you go. They've all set time spills. We've already lost 3 drivers, of course, unfortunately to on-track errors. But, yeah, only looking for another 2 more in that famous drop zone. Blue Dog enters the pit lane. I do believe Kyotonic is currently out there at the moment, and he's slower than he's been before. He's still on the slicks, is he? Is good old Kyotonic, just to see what he can do. Now, well, this is a guy that was originally from, I do believe he's got Scottish heritage. And there it is, Ramsell. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for that follow Ramsell. And, well, of course, Ramsell is a Formula 4 driver, Formula 4 European driver. And, well, thank you very, very much for that follow, Ramsell. Much appreciated. And there you go, Xerxes. She's working, buddy. But, yes, we are concentrating on Nat Hammer here. He's the furthest one along on a timed run here, Pills. He's just about to enter that second sector. There he is there, and he's a second down. So if we're to go off any of these split times here, mate, I don't reckon they're going to improve too much at all.
No, maybe the track's just not improving. I think he's actually out of fuel. Nat Hammer is actually out of fuel.
Oh, he's just right. He certainly has. And there he is there. He certainly has.
Let's go. Darkness isn't improving. And he's going to have one on the lap. Unless he's just setting up for one.
Well, here comes
for another run.
Here comes Chasey Dane about to start another run. And, well, there you go. Chasey puts himself up into 15th with 1 minute 19.114. And he's going to have another crack at that because I reckon he can do a lot better than what he's just shown there. So let's just ride on board with Chasey, of course. That is Team Monster Energy, folks. And he's gone a little bit deep, but that's okay. That's a banked corner there, folks. And, well, I appreciate that follow anyway, Ramsell. And, yes, it made sure that the alerts were working. We do appreciate that. But yes, anyway, we push on because Chasey Dane's around that tricky sweeping right-hander there. And to be honest with you, Pills, you are spot on. None of the boys seem to have lost it there, which is an absolute credit to the caliber of this field. Of course, let's just see what Chasey can do. He's approaching the end of the second sector now. This is such a technical part of the track. Of course, very, very late apex. You want to open up the throttle and stay away from those curbs in conditions like this, of course. And let's just see where he goes in the second sector. Yes, he's up by about 3/10 according to that split time. So it puts him around about the realms of P13-ish, around about there. Let's just see if Chasey can pick up some more time in this last sector. That is Monster Energy, folks. Such a fetching livery. And away goes Chasey Dane. He's just got to keep it all together now for the last part of the lap. Here he goes. Chasey Dane about to set his time of a 1 minute 18.6. That puts him P13. Great stuff, Chasey.
Yeah, maybe the track is coming to him. We might have just picked up a few that were just relaxing a little bit, but great lap from Chasey Dane obviously puts a few boys on the bubble like Suicide 5, who is on the inters again.
Yeah.
Which is, that is surprising. I don't think he's not going to make the line for his run.
Well, I don't think he is either. We've come down to that countdown clock now, Pills, and I think the checkered flag's going to fall across Suicide 5's name. Is it? Or is it going to allow him? No, it's going to allow him.
It hasn't.
It's going to allow him to do another lap. So, Reedy is... Sorry, mate.
Reedy is... Johnny M4, though, just approaching the line, but he is on a time lap.
Let's just see if Reedy's allowed to do his lap. No, Reedy's allowed to do his lap as well, so... Johnny M4's around, Johnny M4's out, and he's lost it on the last corner in tricky conditions like this, and that is his session done. So really, we're only looking for one more, Pills, and it is between Suicide 5 and Reedy. To be fair, these two boys that are currently out on track at the moment on laps, this is it. This is where it's going to be make or break, and I wonder if the boys know. Look, I tell you what, Suicide 5, I wonder if he's got matching socks on because his helmet absolutely matches that livery. Have a look at the lad. Fantastic stuff to see. Reedy, and absolutely brilliant. But he's approaching that second sector now, and away he goes. He's up by half a second, Pills. He is up by half a second, but he needs to be more than that because, of course, Reedy. Well, hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we are looking for one more, and Reedy is a full second up the road. But let's just see what Suicide 5, of course, can do. He's gone wide. The track's allowed him to. Well, the track hasn't lit up red. It's allowed him to continue, and let's just see what time he sets. It's going to be close here, Pills. It's going to be close. Oh, no, it's not enough. It is not enough. And he's P17, and he will be in the drop zone. Reedy can breathe a sigh of relief. He is safe, folks. So there you go.
I don't think he is, mate. I think Reedy's going to be out.
Do you think?
I think Reedy will be out because he hasn't beaten Johnny's time.
Oh, you could be right there.
So
You could be right there too,
so I
Pills.
think he will be out.
Actually, you're spot on there, Pills. Where am I going, of course? Yes, we will go through these timing screens. One Slick Mofo, unfortunate, as you did touch on, a 5-place grid penalty. Sandeezy P2, Nodsty, Mr. Fury Strat, Darkness, Blue Dog 2-5, The Stig Macedonian, and Bozza there in the top 10. Nat Hammer in P11. P12 is Brad Tay, Chasey Dane, Kyotonic is 14. You are spot on there, Pills, because out of this session is Johnny M4, Reedy, Suicide 5, TCF Old Boy, OSRL, Shaq, and Smackhinder. And, well, there you go. They are the ones out of this session. So, well, we're only going to lose another 4 for the next session, of course. And then we'll have our top 10 shootout. But I tell you what is with all the Spaniards? Yeah. That is the question that, well, I'd like to ask myself too, mate. And, well, I can't answer that one for you, Macedonian. But, yeah, they say it's a glitch there, Bozza. But, mate, I reckon these lads are choosing it, to be fair. We had a glitch last week of a couple. Now, all of a sudden, it's grown to 4. And I think people, if they're going to be different, choose a different flag.
Well, Darkness Abyss going Ukrainian.
Yeah. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. Now, while we've got you all watching the stream, folks, this is the Drivers' Championship table after 2 rounds, of course. And yes, Nodsty, Team Rockstar Racing on 47 points is the lad doing his thing, of course. Macedonian on 37 points. And, well, who is in P3? That would be Mr. Nat Hammer in Monster Energy Racing. The Stig there in P4 doing a phenomenal job is the Stig. 2-5 in P5. And, well, the Kraken, who is missing this week, is in P6. Kyotonic there in P7. Blue Dog P8. One Slick Mofo, uncharacteristically out of position there in P9. But don't worry about him. He will bounce back. And Brad Tay in P10. Now, I'll give you where they're all... Whoop, wrong one. Sorry, folks. There is the Drivers' Championship. There is the pots. And there they are there, folks. Who was the first one to blink? I do believe it might have been Macedonian. We'll stay on with him. But as of the pots, there you go. So that is pot 1. And leading pot 1 at the moment is Nodsty. Leading pot 2 is Macedonian. Leading pot 3 is Kyotonic. And leading pot 4 is the Stig. So we'll get rid of that screen for you and we'll get this Q2 session underway.
Yeah, Mofo just going for the pillars route of the of winning the title. Have a bad start to the season and come into it right at the end.
There it is. There it is.
No, I mean, it does happen, though. It
does happen.
like...
It happens to all of us. It happens to the best of us, of course. Yes, we will talk about it as he brought it up yet again. The infamous one, yes, won the championship last season. Did have a very, very slow start to the season, but came into his own. And it was all about consistency. 14 podiums in total, I do believe, did the Amigo score on his, well, his debut championship in the debut season here at Formula 4, and it was phenomenal to watch. Of course, you can catch those races all on our YouTube, but yes, we will endeavour to have everything to our Twitch channel, of course, these days, and we will get this channel humming for you boys and girls at home. But yes, we are watching Macedonian on the intermediates. Ran a little bit wide there, Pillars. Had to get off the throttle a little bit. He was on the curbs ever so slightly. Just playing it cautious at the moment is the Macedonian, man. And of course, we're gonna see these sectors light up. Magenta, magenta, magenta. Yes, he is the first one out there on track, and well, he's going to be the first one to set a time. Yes, the boys have all opted for the inters. And, well, Xerxes is saying that was all last season. Doesn't really mean anything this season. And, well, yes, that is very true. It is very true, but it is all still part of the history books. And, well, we will press on, of course, Xerxes. But Macedonian is about to set his time of a 1 minute 20.045 there, Pills, as Sandizi is next, and he just smashes that one with a 1 minute 18.6. One Slick Mofo isn't, no, it's not him, he's a Bozza. It is Bozza, and Bozza sets his time of a 1 minute 20.8. I'm going to miss a couple here, folks, but Brad Tate, no, it's not Brad Tate, it's Blue Dog. No, it is not Blue Dog, it was Nodsty, and Nodsty set a 1 minute 20.223. And I tell you what, they're coming in thick and fast right now. I think Darkness Abyss is invalidated, so it will be the Stig. The Stig sets a 1 minute 20.351, puts him P11. One Slick Mofo, there he is there, your man Pillars, crosses the line now, he sets a 1 minute 19.8, puts him P4, does the man, and we will flick back up to Brad Tay because he is next in the queue. And yes, Mr. Brad Tay, Team Rockstar Racing, and away he goes, that tricky banked right-hander in tricky conditions like this. Let's just see what he does. He sets a 1 minute 20.235, and well, there you go. These times are coming in thick and fast. They're very, very, very close together there, Pills. Interesting to see how this session plans out. Wonder if Macedonian, no, he's definitely slowed up. He's slower than his previous best. Let's just see if he puts this one in the pit lane. Of course, doesn't want, no, he's going to have another crack. He's going to have another crack, so we're going to keep an eye on these times. Sandizi will be next. Sandizi's lost it, and he spins himself back around, well, just before the pit lane. So it's a saving grace there, of course. Yes, he's well and truly off that racing line. As who was that just flew past him? I do believe it might have been Nat Hammer. And Nat Hammer set a 1 minute 19.954, and that puts him up in a P6.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a test for these boys because you only get 3 sets of inches. So,
Yep.
But looking at it, I think the race is going to be dry because there's just no turning on these cars at all. So I think I'm going to predict a dry race, but I'll probably be wrong.
Well, I'll tell you what, we can put a weather call out there in the Twitch land for any of our drivers who are out there in the Twitch land. Give us a bit of a heads up to let us know what this weather's doing for the race, of course. At the moment, it is extremely tricky conditions as Blue Dog prepping his car quite nicely to get himself underway, of course. Out there on an outlap, he's about to get his run underway any second now. DRS wing wide open. Take it away, Blue Dog.
Where is Blue Dog? There he is. Into turn 1.
He's into turn 1. He certainly
Just
is.
found him. Just found him. Looked very soon on the powers he faced him. 2 and 3, and then into the back to 4 and into again. This is just difficult. This corner is just a nightmare, but it's very, very easy on the power. Just obviously save that car from sliding to the left-hand side. Now we go down the hill, and here's a 27.5 first sector, staying well away from that inside curve, but he's going to hit that exit and just have no confidence to be on the power for obvious reasons. And then on that curve, that's the lift again. So there's definitely some time in this for Blue Dog so far through the lap. Long left, as you said earlier, Gav, it is a late apex, but you want to stay a little bit tighter and then just let the car drift out.
Yeah.
And now into the stadium section where you want to clip this inside curve. You want to kind of bunny hop it. But, because that can happen. If you don't cut it enough, the car will just shove you to the left-hand side and you lose a good 2 to 3 tenths there, easily. Last corner, stay away from that curve as well. In the dry, it's not too bad, but in the wet, it's just a no-go zone. And DRS still active as well, which is a strange call with Inters being on. I just don't understand this at all.
I don't understand it either, mate. I don't understand it either, but yeah. Darkness Abyss is next in line to set a time, of course. He's currently out there. He's in the... Where is he now? He's approaching the 3rd sector. And yes, there he is. Darkness Abyss has just gone purple in the 2nd sector. So he's absolutely on a lap, is the lad. And let's just see what time he can do. Of course, Team Jaguar. Jaguar Racing is that livery, folks. And Darkness Abyss and the Stig are holding up the fort for Team Jaguar. Unfortunately, we are missing Rip the Beans. And we are also missing facing the Kraken. And, well, they left it up to their two teammates to hold the fort. But Darkness Abyss sets a 1 minute 19.6, if you don't mind. Kyotonic will be next, and that is Team Monster Energy. And, well, let's just see what time he can do. He's approaching the start-finish line. Time is ticking. It's a 1 minute 19.7, and that puts him P9 there, Pills.
Yeah, definitely. This is ridiculously sized. Sandeezy's just done something ridiculous out there, like being 6 tenths in front of 2.5. But I think from 2.5 downwards, there's about 8 tenths separating. Well, let's call it a second between 2nd and 14th, which is absolutely nothing. And Darkness Abyss is out. He has lost it that on the downhill left, on the downhill right. Sorry, he's the first person to lose it there. He's gone forward with a Stig.
Oh, there he is.
There. On the exit of it.
He certainly
He's
did.
lost it on the exit, on the flat even. But I mean, he must have caught that. I think he probably would have caught that left-hand kinky curb.
Yeah.
And we're just throwing him right off. So, Gav, I don't know where your head's at, mate, but I'm not really like that.
Well, I mean, it's just, anyway, we'll push on as Darkness has just joined us in the Twitch chat. He's not happy with his efforts there, but well, very, very tricky conditions, Darkness, and the race is long, albeit 36 laps of them, and we are watching your teammate, the Stig. The Stig, let's just see what he can. Oh, massive tail slapper, tank slapper coming out of that last corner, but no, he puts that one in the pit lane. Macedonian is back out there on track. Bozza is out there. Is he going to set another time? He certainly is. Let's just see what Bozza can do. He improves ever so slightly by 8 tenths of a second. Puts himself up into 5th position with a 1 minute 19.287 as one slick mofo sitting in the garage contemplates putting on the soft compound.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the rain has eased up, but I just don't think it's definitely not dry enough. I mean, especially when you're sat inside the top 10 with a 5-place grid penalty to come after Q3, you're better off just kind of sticking with what the preferred tyre is on your deltas in the pit lane, and then obviously in Q3 just going balls to the wall. So the Fury Strat did a 19.1, and Sandeezy going quicker again with an 18.4.
Sandeezy's just doing a bit of a
definitely.
Well, yeah, I think Sandeezy's doing a bit of a flex, is the Sandeezy, and yeah, he's a quality racer, is the lad. This guy is well, he wanted to be a part of this one. We got him in as a reserve, of course. The grid is full, but he's more than happy to comply, and of course, he gets his opportunity here at Zandvoort to show us exactly what he's made of, does the lad. And well, all credit to him with 1 minute 18.4, doing his thing on top of that timing chart. Mr. Fury Strat throws that one in the pit lane. Once Slick Mofo is out there again on an outlap. Bozza is putting that in the pit lane as well. Who else is out there? Macedonian.
Yeah, we had Chasey Dane hop off. Sorry, mate. I just had Chasey Dane hop up to 4th. So I think the track is definitely getting quicker now. So
well,
these last couple of minutes are going to be hectic for us.
Well, I tell you what, I know Chasey Dane very, very well, and well, to see no disrespect to the lad, but I reckon he's as surprised as what I am to see himself way up there in P4. All credit, he is a pot 4 driver, folks. He's a quality racer. He's a funny lad, and well, P4. All credit to him. Well done, Chasey Dane. Fantastic to see. We'll flick back up to Sandeezy. I think he's going to. Well, that must have been a charge up lap because he's going to have another crack here, Pills, as I do believe Blue Dog is starting another timed run. Mofo is directly behind Blue Dog, about to start another run as well. And 2.5 is currently out there as well, around that, well, there you go. He has improved ever so slightly on that first sector. He's approaching, well, he's halfway through the second sector at the moment. Let's just see what time he's about to set. I do believe he's the furthest one along on a time run, if I'm not mistaken, unless that is Blue Dog in front of him, but I don't think it is. We'll stick with 2.5 here anyway, and he's coming up to that windy left-hander, approaching the end of the second sector. Let's just see what he does here, folks. And he is, well, level pegging. He's nearly a 10th up on his previous best, and that puts him in the realms of P2. Of course, this is only Q2, and well, it is a top 10 shootout into Q3. But yes, let's just see what 2.5 can do here, Pillars, because he's approaching this corner that everyone seems to have lost it at some point or another in qualifying, or in Q1 anyway. But let's just see what 2.5 can do. He sets a 1 minute 19.6 19.078. And that puts him P2, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Track is just ramped up madness like this. Well, on a madness. I don't know if that made no sense, but it's ramping up big time. Let's just scrap for what I said and say it's ramping up big time, because it is. Mofo next across the line. This is crucial for him. See what he can do, and it is going to be a 19-1. So that's P3 for Mofo. So looking pretty safe. We've got Buzzer out there as well. We have Brad Tate and Blue Dog. Nat Hammer out like Macedonian, the Stig starting his flying lap, and Nodsty as well. Sandeezy going to put it into the pit lane. I'd imagine 2-5 will as well, and so will Mofo. And Kyotonic is out. He has crashed at the start of sector, well, kind of middle of sector 2 really. So that is Kyotonic out as well. So all we need to do is kind of beat a 19.6 and start in front of Dallas Lewis and Kyotonic.
So I tell you what, Pills, we're going to focus on the drop zone. Of course, we're focusing on Macedonian, the Stig, and Nodsty. We have just over a minute for this session to be done, of course, albeit Q2. And well, you're getting a lot of you're getting a lot of love in the chat. And well, there you go, from one of the main men.
Of course, no. You know what, Gav? I'm not even surprised.
There you go. So anyway, we will push on through the madness as the Stig comes around this last corner now, Pills. And let's just see what time he can do. He wants to be better. He wants to be in this Q3 session. He sets a 1 minute 19.5, and that puts him P8, puts Nat Hammer down in the drop zone. Nat Hammer, it will be next, I do believe. Yeah, or is that Nodsty? No, it is Nodsty, and these two are following each other nose to stern. Nodsty sets a 1 minute 19.1, P6. Nat Hammer goes P2 with a 1 minute 18.6. These boys are starting to turn the wick up now, their pillars, as Macedonian must have made an error because, well, he's well and truly out of position, well and truly down on his time, but he can make amends for it. He's the one to watch.
He definitely can't. Macedonian can't. He has no front wing.
Oh, well, there you go. That is it. There you go. I might help to put the broadcast camera on there, and you are spot on there, Pills. So that is it. That is Q2 done, folks. And we have our drop zone, unfortunately. We will lose Blue Dog, Darkness Abyss, Kyotonic, and Macedonian. So, well, very, very interesting, of course. Macedonian, touch on him too. The last couple of Grand Prix had a phenomenal start to this season here at Formula 4. And, well, of course, tricky conditions tend to catch out the best of us at all times. And, yes, he unfortunately will be not... There we go! Darkness Abyss has just followed, and I'm so wrapped that follower alert is working. Welcome, Darkness Abyss, of course. He is a Formula 4 Australia driver, as One Slick Mofo has just gone quicker, and he's just done a bit of a flex for you there, Pillars. He set a 1 minute 18.1 and puts him on top of the timing charts for the Q2 session.
I'm a fan of his work, man. I'm a very big fan of his work. I like that. But no, nice to see him at the top of the time sheet. Like last week, obviously didn't go his way with safety cars and things like that. So this week got a 5-place grid penalty. It's not as bad, and hopefully he can do. Well, if he can get a pole, obviously he'll still got the 2 points, 4 pole position, and then he can just head down on the race and see if he can get on the podium or even get the P1. So, but P3, go Gav.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nat Hammer is just asking if Nodsty was on a lap, and he most certainly was. You both were on a lap together, and, well, he's lucky you're both at, well, roughly the same pace. Of course, Nat Hammer, you were a bit quicker than him on that run, but, well, there you go. Yeah, Nodsty pulled himself out of that drop zone, and guess who has just joined us in the Twitch chat? Well, is he? We're going to call him our resident Arnie? Well, he used to be our resident Arnie, but there he is there, Mr. DJ Death Dragon. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you typing anyway. There you go. So One Slick Mofo, top of the timing charts, albeit 3/10 above Sandeezy there. Nat Hammer in P3. Fantastic lap from him right at the death. Brad Tay up there in P4. Let's not forget, Brad Tay is a pot 4 driver doing his bit. Fantastic stuff. Mr. Fury Strat in P5. 2-5 in P6. Chasey Dane in P7. Nodsty P8. Bozza in P9 and the Stig holding up Team Jaguar on his lonesome there with, well, we've got Darkness Abyss as well, but at the moment, the only Jaguar to be in that Q3 session. So all credit to those boys as we get another follower, and that is Crazy Bill. Crazy Bill, welcome to the stream. I do hope you're well, Billy boy. And, well, the purple-headed wonder is what I call him. He's a cracking guy. He's a very, very quick racer, and of course, he does have a full-time seat here in Formula 4 Europe, well, UK, I dare say, and, well, there you go. Absolutely. Absolutely throwing these boys for 6 is what the weather is doing, is what Blue Dog is saying in the chat there, Pillars, saying your weather system is up the kaput. There you go. Slippery Dippery is Kyotonic, and, well, we have got a Q3 session to get underway, and, well, let's just catch our breath for a little bit, because this is where the boys start to reveal their true hand, their true pace, as we've got some action, and that is One Slick Mofo, one of the first to blink. Who was that? It looked like a Hello Kitty car. It certainly is. Fury loves some airtime, so we're going to give it to the lad, Mr. Fury Strat. Loves some airtime. There he is there, Team Hello Kitty, and, well, I do believe he's been the first one to blink in all 3 sessions.
Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to sort something out from work.
You're all right, mate. You do your thing. As DJ Death Dragon is in the chat saying he's lost his true pace. Yeah, oh, look, all these boys tend to sandbag with their words, and then they get out on track, and it's like whackety whack, whack, whack. Come on, DJ, you're better than that. Anyway, Mr. Fury Strat currently out there on an outlap, trying to... trying to, well, warm up his car, warm up those tyres, warm up those intermediates, and he will be the first one to get us underway here in Q3, of course. Let's just see what Fury can do. Now, those wheels, I do believe those wheels have gone white. I'm not too sure. I never picked that up before, but his rims on. They've changed colour again, so there you go. It must be just one of those things. Anyway, we will push past that, folks, because Mr. Fury Show, oh, he nearly got it all wrong there coming out of that last corner. Gathered it up nicely, and Fury will get us underway here now. And he's approaching turn 1, one of the most heaviest braking points in the game. Now, under tricky conditions like these, you want to be so gentle on the power as Fury is. If you watch that throttle gauge, extremely tentative he is underfoot. Have a look at him trying to work those pedals, folks. Of course, Fury is on a wheel, and let's just see him work his magic here in Team Hello Kitty, and he's approaching one of the most treacherous parts of the track in slippery conditions as these, and let's just see if he holds this one all together. Wants to hug that inside curb, stay away from that outside one there. Drop a couple of gears here, nice apex, missing everything in conditions like this. Of course, in drier conditions, you can tend to clip a couple of these, not too many. The curbs tend to throw you for 6, but yes, Mr. Fury Strat, late apex, just ever so slightly brushes that curb on the power, ever so gently. A slight tank slap. He might lose a little bit of time coming out of that corner there. But yes, you're going to see magenta. He's the first one out on track. And let's just see what Mr. Fury Strat can do. He's approaching, well, one of the most best parts of this game, or this particular track, of course. Yes, this banked right-hander onto the start-finish straight. Very tentative, other boys. Look at him feeding that throttle. Rear wing wide open. Away he goes. Mr. Fury Strat sets a 1 minute 19.6, and that puts him P1. As Mofo goes better with a 1 minute 18.5. Sandeezy goes even quicker with a 1 minute 18.4. Nat Hammer is out there. He is next across the line. He sets a 1 minute 18.8 there, Pills. And I'll tell you what, these boys are starting to get their eye in.
Yeah, definitely are. And Chasey Dane obviously going to be backing up Nat Hammer with the 19-0. So this is going to be tight. It all goes down to how much fuel they all put on as well. If people are going to say, oh, Mofo nearly put it in the wall. But if people have a few extra laps on board, we might find them going up for a charge lap and then another hot lap as well. But for me, it's just one lap on a set of tyres and I'll go in. But
Well,
that's enough for me out there in the wet conditions.
Well, we've got Kyo Tonic in the chat now. Kyo, you can hear us, of course. Now, can you please let us know what the weather is doing, of course, for the race? We know what's happening in qualifying, but is this the same? Is this pretty much the same as what we're going to see throughout the race? Or are we going to have some dry running, mate? As Mr. Fury Strat looks to go again, he sets a 1 minute 19.4. Slight improvement on his previous best pills by 0.2, if you don't mind. Aus Div will be next. He crosses the line at 1 minute 19.3. P5, if you don't mind. And there are a couple of lads behind him going in the pit lane. We've got 2.5 out there on track at the moment. I do believe this is I wonder if he's going to have another crack at this one. We'll keep an eye on this because... yeah, is he? No, he's not. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And 2.5 crosses the line, and he sets a 1 minute 19.1. And thank you very, very much there, Kyo. Kyo has just confirmed it is going to be a dry race there, Pills.
Yeah, I was going to say the cars didn't look like they were going to turn in. They weren't turning in at all. So that says to me that obviously the drive setups would be on, and I mean, if you change anything for qualifying, it isn't rectified for the race. So hopefully these guys haven't changed anything other than maybe a touch of front wing that they can take off on the grid.
Yeah.
But if they've made a few changes, they might find themselves sliding down that grid order pretty rapidly.
Well, I think so there, Pills. Of course, rear stability at this... rear stability at this particular track is very, very important. As Blue Dog's saying, dry with a chance of carbon fibre and lots of it. So there you go. So, well, Blue Dog trusting his ability, of course. No, only joking, Blue Dog. Blue Dog doing his thing. And yes, Blue Dog is a pot 3 driver. Had a phenomenal start to this season, did he, on the first round, of course. Absolutely sent it. I do believe he got P2. And, well, last race, he's one for Blue Dog to forget. I'm sure he won't want to remember that one. But Brad Tate is currently out there on track. His teammate yet to set a time. And let's just see what Brad Tate can do. This rain is still persisting here at Zandvoort, but the DRS is still enabled, which has got us baffled here. But Brad Tate sets a 1 minute 18.7 and puts himself up in a third there, Pills. That is great stuff.
I just can't believe what I was hearing.
That is great stuff. Brad Tate is a pot 4 driver. And, well, doing a phenomenal job is Mr. Brad Tate. Nat Hammer is there and thereabouts, of course, yes, albeit in the wrong livery. But there is a livery glitch, folks. And that could be the reason being behind that one there, as Xerxes in the chat did let us know earlier. But, yes, Nat Hammer, let's just see what he's like at this second. Well, he's going a lot slower now. So I'm not too sure if this is a representative run of Nat. We've got a couple of people out there on track at the moment. Chasey Dane's just made an appearance. Sandeezy has come out for some more airtime. Of course, on top of the tree is Mr. Sandeezy, as yes, Nat Hammer has backed well and truly out of that one. Of course, he's missing a left-hand end plate, so we will move past Nat, of course. Bozza has yet to set a time. He's prepping his car ever so nicely for, well, his timed run. Now, we've got 4 minutes remaining in this session, Pills. Of course, anything can happen, and, well, he's still got boys out of position ever so slightly. Mr. Fury Strat in P8 there, and I know he'd want to do better than that. He's sitting on a 1 minute 19.4 at the moment, and 2.5 currently back out on track, of course, as who is that? That is Fury Strat. Fury Strat being let by Bozza, albeit both on outlaps, of course, but Bozza is yet to know that. We'll flick back up to Brad Tate to see if he's on another time run. No, I don't think he is. He slowed right up. We will flick back down to Chasey Dane, because Chasey Dane is up on his previous best. And... oh, no, there you go. I was on the one with the wrong... there you go. So, Nat Hammer has selected the wrong livery. And, well, that's all right, mate. That's all right. No, it's okay. I mean, come on, Nat. You helped...
That's a 5-point deduction, that is.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nat. You helped create the team. You should know the livery colours. But anyway, Chasey Dane. Chasey Dane is next on a timed run here, Pills. Excuse me. Let's just see what Chasey can do. He's sitting in P5 is the lad. And I'll tell you what, Nat Hammer, Chasey Dane 2.5, doing a phenomenal job for their respective teams, of course, Monster Energy. And, well, there you go, Chasey Dane. As you talk him up, throws it in the pit lane. So that is that run done anyway. So Brad Tate currently out there as well. I'm not too sure what his times are like. I'm not too sure if this is going to be another representative time, but I do believe Nodsty is behind him.
Mr. Fury Strat's off. Sorry, Gav.
You're right.
But Mr. Fury Strat has lost it. No damage to the Hello Kitty car. But he is, dip on himself off the circuit. So that'll put a bit of a dent in his kind of times going on. But Sandeezy is currently nearly 2 sets up.
He certainly is. Oh, massive tank slapper coming from that last corner with Sandeezy. Oh, and he's lost it. He's lost the back end. Oh, that would have been quick. But yes, Sandeezy managed to keep all 4 wheels on the car. And I dare say he's going to throw that one in the pit lane, reset and re-go again. One Slick Mofo is currently out there on track as well. He hasn't betted his second split time is slightly down by about 1.5 tenths, but we'll go to the Stig. Oh, the Stig's about to start his lap. Fury Strat is a bit slower, of course. We did see him spin a couple of times. He would have cooled down those tyres, and away he goes. 2.5 coming around that bank glass corner now. Rear wing wide open. He's approaching that start-finish line. He sets a 1 minute 18.7, puts him P3. One Slick Mofo will be next. Let's just see what he can do. And, well, no, there you go. One Slick Mofo is going to have a crack now. Next in the run is Nat Hammer, but he's on an outlap, of course, and Nodsty will be next. Now, Nodsty's gone quicker there, Pills. He's currently 3.5 tenths up on his previous best, is the lad. He's coming around the last part of this lap now. Let's just, there you go, and that curb's thrown him to the inside of the track. Tell you what, Pills, these boys have got some car control today, but there you go. He sets a 1 minute 19.4 as I get a message from one of the drivers. Well, there you go. Darkness Abyss is asking, Darkness Abyss, mate, we don't hand out participation ribbons here, brother. And yes, the reserve points, they don't go to any team or any driver in particular. Yes, we do have a tally, but it does not, impede on the championship, of course. And the reserves, any reserve can race. That is how it is here. And, the boys that have got the full-time seats, lucky to get the full-time seats. And, yes, away we go. We will not harp on that while we're on stream. But I hope I've cleared that up ever so slightly for you there, Darkness. But, yes, Nodsty currently out there on track at the moment. And he's gone through that second sector. He's slower by about half a second. Who is next there, Pills? We've got Chasey Dane currently out there again on track. Nat Hammer, there he is there. He's quicker as well. And Nat Hammer coming around that last corner. Let's just see what Nat can do. He's about to approach that start-finish line. Letterbox rear wing wide open. Crosses the line. He sets a 1 minute 18.6. And that puts him P3, Pills.
Yeah, great lap from Nat Hammer. And this is getting really, really tight towards the back end of the session now. This is all down to these last laps, which Boz has lost it. Bozza has lost it. So that's not going to be ideal. As Brad Tay goes quickest with an 18.3 provisional pole for Brad Tay.
That is great.
But with Sandeezy, for.
I'll tell you what, that's great. That is a great from a pot 4 driver on top of the timing charts. That is fantastic. So great stuff. As One Slick Mofo is on a timed run. No, he's slower as well. Sandeezy is about to put that in the pit lane. Oh, there you go. Fury is out. And we will, focus on the lads yet to set times. I think that's it, Pills. I think that is it, friend. I think that's it. That's it. We're done. Q qualifying is done and dusted. We do have our running order. One Slick Mofo. He's going to put that in the pit lane. There he is there. Behind him is, there's Nat Hammer, of course. 2.5 currently out there on track, slower than his previous best. So Brad Tay, have a look at the lad. Well, on top of the timing charts, P1.
Unbelievable. I think I've got to agree with Xerxes. Brad Tay sandbag TT test definitely has. Definitely has.
I think he likes. I think Brad Tay loves a wet track, to be honest. As he's never been that high up so far. But yeah, he absolutely loves a wet track. And and well, Droftas is throwing his 2 cents in, of course, as what Droftas does. But we will we will focus on the action here, Pills, and well, we'll focus on this running order, to be fair. And there you go. Brad Tay loving a wet track with a 1 minute 18.316. It's a cracking time. Sandeezy, well, there he is there in P2. One Slick Mofo P3. Nat Hammer P4. 2-5 P5. Fury Strat P6. Chasey Dane and Nodsty 7 and 8. Bozza in P9. And the Stig in P10.
Yeah, this is definitely throw a few spanners in the works. But...
Blue Dog, Brad Tay were competing for a championship last season in another league. And while it went down to the last round, and well, it's never been like that. Brad Tay loving a wet track, that's exactly what that tells me. And well, there you go. So we've got a race to commentate here. We have got dry conditions, believe it or not, folks. Get rid of that inclement weather, because here we come. There we go. The sun is shining, Pills, and we have got a race for you guys and girls at home.
Definitely, this is what's going to spice up now for the race. With Mofo obviously going to be down in 8th, not in P3. So he's got a lot of work to do. Stop kitty wonky. Oh my god!
Oh, come on, you're better than that, Droft. You're better than that. As this session starts in 20 seconds, Pills, and well, the boys have given us something to entertain ourselves here in the commentary box. We have got a lot of chat to get through, of course. We've got Kyo Tonic saying he went out there on an 11 front wing. Got hello there, Housey. Housey, how are you, my friend? Only a chance of carbon. Yes, of course, he's reiterating what Blue Dog sent with DJ Death Dragon. Did you know? Yeah, what's the? Okay, DJ with a fun fact here. Did you know that Zandvoort was by a group of motorcyclists and also Sammy Davis, who won the 24 Le Mans in 1927? Oh, it was designed. Well, there you go. There you go, DJ. Well, the hills are alive, DJ. And yes, of course, your home country, the Dutchman, one of the Flying Dutchmen. But yes, Brad Tay with a bit of a nosebleed, if I do say so myself, up there on top. P1, Team Rockstar doing his thing. Sandeezy, P2 in that reserve livery. And, well, Sandeezy is a great racer. P2, great to see him on board. Nat Hammer there in the wrong livery, unfortunately, but Nat Hammer is there in P3, 2-5 in P4. Mr. Fury Strat in Hello Kitty P5, Chasey Dane in P6. So I'll tell you what, Rockstar, Monster Energy having a great showing here at Zandvoort. That is P3, P4, P5. Team Rockstar Racing in P7 in Nodsty, the last winner of both of the last Grand Prix that we've had, were both won by that man there, Nodsty. P8 is one Slick Mofo, albeit he had a 5-place grid penalty, folks. Excuse me. Bozza there in P9. So that is Golf Racing, nose to stern, P8, P9. The Stig doing a great job in P10. Another Pot 4 driver doing a phenomenal job in P10. Blue Dog in P11. There he is there. Opted for the hards there, Pills, which is an interesting way to go. Darkness Abyss in Team Jaguar. There he is there in P12. Kyo Tonic. P13 is the lad. Macedonian, slightly out of position. Made a little bit of an error there in qualifying. And made a little bit of error there in qualifying, and there he is there in P14. Johnny M4 and Reedy, the two Golf Racing lads. Nose to stern again, so they're nose to stern 8 and 9 and 15 and 16. Suicide 5, there he is there in P17. P18 is Old Boy. P19 is Shaq, and P20 is Smakinder. So yes, we're about to get this one underway, folks. I'll bring up these telemetries for you. And
just a quick one, Gav, before we start. All Monster are on hard size. But I'll let you take it away.
Okay, so the lights are out. We will wait for these revs. The revs are on, and we are go here at Zandvoort. Brad Tay, a bit of a sluggish start, but great start by Sandeezy. Sandeezy takes the lead into turn 1. Fantastic stuff. So far, so good. All clean all way around. Brad Tay, hang on a minute. Sandeezy, gets a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Brad Tay. What is going on here, Codemasters? That was not even a collision, but we will move on. We have a VSC, folks. So this has kind of helped out the lads who have gone lean on the fuel. But yes, VSC, virtual safety car.
I think the reason why we have a VSC is Reedy has lost his front wing. So Reedy has no front wing.
Oh, there you go. So where is Reedy? There he is there at the back of the pack. And yes, he has got no front wing. And the boys behind him, well, they're just trying to do their best not to hit him. Of course, he has got no front wing. Virtual safety car conditions, Sandeezy has to adhere to that delta, of course. They all do, all the boys do. And, well, gives us a minute to catch our breath, of course. Wait for this track to go green. Yes, VSC, 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 folks.
Definitely, and obviously Boz are hopping Mofo for start, but they're still 8th and 9th, so hopefully a bit of teamwork can happen here, and we end up holding off a couple of guys in the back, and they can work together going forward through the pack. Obviously both on the medium tyres, so Chasey Dane won't have that grip advantage. As Chasey Dane loses it, Chasey Dane is round out the last corner. And
that's a huge accident. That's got to be safety car. That has to be safety car, folks. That has to be safety car. That was a massive, massive, massive accident. And, well, there you go. Chasey Dane getting it all wrong and caused a chain reaction. But I tell you what, Pills, the game has given us green. We are under green conditions. What is happening here? But, yes, we will push past this. Brad Tay on the hunt for Sandeezy. Nat Hammer has got Mr. Fury Strat all over the back of him for company. And, well, I'll tell you what, Fury jumping up a few places here at the start, albeit 2 to be exact, of course, in P4. Nodsty is there and thereabouts in P5, of course, as 2-5 is dropping down the order. I wonder if 2-5's got damage. No visible damage is what I can see, as Bozza has just got by 2-5, and I think Mofo is about to get by 2-5 as well. Under braking, fantastic move by Mofo, and that moves him up into 7th place.
Definitely. I'm just going to say this, that ghosting is OP. These boys obviously wanted ghosted off, and let's just say 5 of them paid the price.
It's exactly right. So ghosting is off for the Australian division, and well, there you go. They all cluttered into each other, of course. One of them got it wrong at this tight, twisty track on lap 1, of course. And whackety-whack, they all went into each other. But we will push on here, Pills, as Nodsty's starting to turn the wick up here. And he's on the hunt. He's on the hunt for Nat Hammer. Have a look at the lad. He's getting real racy in these dry conditions. I wonder if these guys in front of him sort of set their car up for that wet, greasy type conditions. As Smakinda is out, we have lost already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers. 6 drivers, if you don't mind me saying so. Smakinda, Darkness Abyss, Suicide 5, Chasey Dane, Macedonian, and Kyotonic are all out of this Grand Prix, Pills. And I tell you what, mate, that is, wow, disastrous. Well, final corner, lap 1. Usually we're all thinking about turn 1, lap 1, but no, this was the last turn, lap 1, and well, there you go. All it takes is for one to get it wrong, and they're all that close together. It tends to happen.
I've had the perfect angle for all of that, so I have clipped it.
Oh, as Nodsty's lost the back end as well. Nodsty's lost the back end around that last corner. What is going on with these lads?
And Johnny M4's out as well, so Johnny M4 is crashed as well, and that is a safety car. And that is coming up to Sandeezy and Brad Tay. He's in the middle of a track on the bank of turn 4. So yeah, that is a safety car.
That is a safety car.
We can now catch our breath and take stock, Gav, because we only got 13 left after 4 laps with over 32 to go.
Well, there you go. So these boys put their racing helmets on cold tyres and bit off a bit more than what they can chew, I dare say there, Pills. Yes, safety car conditions, but we will go through this running order, of course. Sandeezy in P1, Brad Tay in P2, Fury in P3, there he is there, Nat Hammer in P4, Bozza in P5, 1 Slick Mofo in P6, 2-5 in P7, Nodsty and Blue Dog P8 and P9, the Stig in P10, Shaq in P11, we've got Reedy in P12 and Old Boy in P13. And if you do take note there, folks, we've got the boys who started on the hard compounds. If you look at the guys who have been greyed out, you've got 5 runners who have started on the hard compound. In my opinion, wrong tyre choice to be on here at Zandvoort. But yes, they started on the hards, and if you hope he doesn't mind me saying so, Chasey getting that all wrong, and next thing you know, everyone cluttered into each other, and well, that is driver error and a chain reaction, to be fair. But yes, we will push on. We have still got fillers. We've still got 31 laps to get this one underway. As Johnny M4, your question has... Yeah, me too. I'm still in disbelief as well. But Johnny M4, yes, Droftas has clipped has clipped it in and put it in the general chat, of course, for all of your entertainment values at home. Well, in the Discord anyway, to be fair. But yes, we are under safety conditions. We have only got 13 runners remaining after 5 laps. And, well, that is... I'm hard to say that I'm speechless, but I'm semi-speechless, Pillars.
I mean, I've never seen anything like that before. I mean, but then you got to look at the Stig, you got to look at Blue Dog, 2-5, and that Hammer. They've got to be absolutely crapping themselves for this restart. Off that final corner, after, probably a couple of guys in their teams, probably what's been said in their team chats. They've now got to be thinking in the back of their head, that could be me on the restart. That could be them.
Well, exactly right. I mean, as we did touch on, the hard runners were the ones that lost their back end of that around coming that last corner, and of course it was a chain reaction. But yes, you are spot on there, Pills. It will be interesting to see how these boys are going to approach this restart, of course. Yes, we've got Brad Tay and Fury both on mediums, but Nat Hammer on the first of the hard runners there in P3. And then you've got Bozza and Mofo directly behind him. And, well, 2-5 there is another hard runner as well. So it'd be interesting to see how they approach it, whether they decide a little bit of a lift there, Pills, coming around that last corner, just to sort of give himself some respite, some of that life in the rear, just so they're not biting just quite as much as what the medium runners are, of course. And yes, we've come through a wet quali, so let's not forget the track is still green, folks. Excuse me.
Yeah, this is I mean, I think Sandeezy's played it right here and getting rid of that 5-second penalty.
Oh, he's out!
Sandeezy's out! He did play it right. And now he hasn't played it right.
And he's
out.
Now
he's out.
Well, there you go.
And now we have 12 of 30 laps.
Well,
so
that is embarrassing to bin it under safety car conditions. I mean,
he did play it right. It's like, we're getting rid of it, so then he just has the whole race with no penalties. But now I'm just... Again, I don't know what to say, Gav.
I don't know what to say either, but I do believe that the safety car is coming in this lap, Pills, and we're about to go green as Brad Tay and Fury are frantically warming up those mediums, and Nat Hammer trying to do the same, but he hasn't really put too much life in him. Now, there you go. Brad Tay has gone. Fury is all over the back of him, and Nat Hammer in P3 trying to hang on. And, well, there you go. Brad Tay went a little bit early. We've got spinners everywhere. Blue Dog is around. Blue Dog has spun. Those hard tyres, mate. I don't know why anyone in their right mind would go a hard compound at Zandvoort, but nevertheless, these drivers are out there on track. Brad Tay leads this one, P1. Mr. Fury Strat in P2. Nat Hammer, P3. And have a look at these top 3 having a good crack at each other. Bozza's up there in P4 doing a phenomenal job. I tell you what, Golf Racing, P4 and P5. Fantastic to see. We've got Nodsty in P6 getting real racy behind Mofo. They are nearly side by side. It is not the place to be side by side there. And yes, Nodsty has to think better of it. Choose a better place on the track. And of course, I don't need to tell him that. These boys are good at what they do. Of course, 2-5 in the Monster Energy Racing, and he is on that hard compound, of course. Shaq is right behind him there, Team Hello Kitty, and he has got the medium on. There is the Stig doing his thing, and yes, the only remaining Team Jaguar car there out there, the Stig Reedy is in P10. Old Boy, well, welcome back to Old Boy, but there is Old Boy in P11, and Blue Dog with that spin is down into last place, albeit 12th.
But Bozza going down the inside, and that Hammer obviously on the medium tyres. He might be able to clip it better on the exit, and he gets him. Bozza up into P3, but will that leave Nat Hammer now into the clutches of Mofo? But Mofo does need to get him, and obviously Nat Hammer could find himself slipping down a little bit because you got Nodsty as well behind on the mediums as well there.
Exactly right, and Mofo having a good look at Nat Hammer. He has to follow suit. There's only a couple of places that you can pass on track today. Well, both the reserves today are Sandeezy and Smakinda. They are both out of this Grand Prix. Well, there's a lot of them out of this Grand Prix, but that's unfortunate from everyone. But we will push on, as I did say before. Nodsty's having a real good look at Mofo here. They are all on the medium tyres. Well, I'll tell you what, these boys can race, of course. Yes, we'll flick back down to 2.5 because 2.5 is caught onto the back of Shaq there. And I do believe Shaq has just got by 2.5. 2.5 is starting to struggle on that hard compound. That medium is just doing its thing, of course. And this is a comfortable one-stopper with a one-stopper with a medium soft, I do believe, as Xerxes, our graphics man, is saying, well, this is going to be quite easy to do the results. And yes, I do believe so. It will be to Xerxes, as Old Boy has moved himself up in a 10th place. Excuse me, he's having a good look at the Stig now. Once Old Boy starts to get into his groove, this guy is quick, folks. And, well, of course, he hasn't touched the game in a few weeks. We've got a couple of cars around. That is Nodsty's around. Nodsty's around. Blue Dog is just getting past his teammate there. Wow, what is going on here, folks? Reedy in P10. Old Boy up into P8. Fantastic stuff. And, well, the Stig and Old Boy got through that all unscathed there, Pills.
And Shaq's off. Shaq is off. That's a downhill. That's a downhill right that I thought people would lose it during qualifying, not during the race. But Shaq down into 12th, so that has not helped his race at all. But looking at it right now, one just needs to find a couple of tenths to get himself inside the DRS of Nat Hammer because Bozza has broken it at the moment.
He certainly has, mate. He absolutely has.
But Mr. Fury, sorry, Gav. Mr. Fury Stratton, he's 3 tenths away, and now with the DRS and the slipstream and a bit of ERS, this might be a lunge into turn 1. Is it going to be? Oh, he has. He's going to. Oh.
Fury's getting a bit racy.
Blue Dog's out.
What are
Blue
they?
Dog's out. And one slick's in the wall.
Mofo's in the wall. Mofo is out. Is he out? Is he still going? No, he's out. He's still...
not out. He's going.
He's going. Well, what is going on here, folks? Blue Dog looks like, has Blue Dog hit the pit wall entry?
Maybe. I don't know, but, I mean, the only saving grace for Mofo is that there's a safety car. So, and it's still a long race. It's still 26 laps left. But we only have 11 drivers.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is going to be difficult to call at best, of course. Oh, it's going to be very easy. Only 11 drivers, but, well, I'll tell you what, folks. We are a little bit lost for words here at Formula 4 in the commentary box. These drivers are usually better at what they have shown today. And, of course, yes, tricky conditions in qualifying. A couple of them decide, well, as you can see there, half the grid at the moment is still on that hard compound tyre. And that has still got me baffled on why they're on that hard compound tyre, but we will push on. We've got Brad Tay leading this one, followed by Mr. Fury Strat. Bozza in P3, Nat Hammer in P4. 2.5 in P5. The Stig in P6. Old Boy has decided to box. And he's got another fresh set of mediums for him. There it is there. And yes, Old Boy putting a fresh set of mediums on. Reedy going for the medium and getting rid of that hard compound. Fantastic. As Nodsty's come out on the hards. Shaq is there and thereabouts as well in P10. And Mofo rejoins in P11. And, well, with that medium compound on. So, well, tell you what. Zandvoort, yes, you are spot on there, DJ. Zandvoort has taken and claimed its victims today. And, well, 9 of them at the moment, to be exact, after 11 laps. And, well, that is nearly 1 a lap, unfortunately. Like I said, we're a little bit lost for words here, Pills. Don't know how to quite explain that one to the viewers at home. But yeah, it does happen. It happens to the best of us. But, yeah, well, there you go.
Yes, I'm absolutely bemused by what's going on. I wasn't expecting this at all.
Neither
This
was
the
I.
last thing I was really expecting today, but it happens at times, and we'll crack on. But Brad obviously still leading. He's done a great job from the first lap, obviously to lap 11. Is where we are so far. We've just got Shaq, Mofo, and Mofo. Let me have a look at the. Hello, is he? He got, what's that? Drive-through. Yeah, Mofo has a drive-through. So I thought that was a 5-second penalty. He's got a drive-through.
He certainly does, yes.
So that will not help him. Obviously, when a safety car comes in and he has to serve that. But what we've seen so far, Gav, anything can happen.
And usually does. But yeah, it's kind of thrown us for 6 a little bit. The safety car lights are still on, albeit another 3/4 of a lap to get through yet. But so medium soft is easy. Exactly right. As we've got another follower. I'm just a cane. I don't even know how to say that. How do you say that, Pills?
I don't know. Let me just get the stream because my phone just turned it off and I'm having nightmares. Ah!
Well, we'll call that Kane. Oh, Harry Kane. Welcome to the stream, Harry Kane. And yes, we do hope you're well. And I'm just Kane, not Harry Kane. Thank you very much, X. And well, yeah, there you go. As Blue Dog has joined the Twitch chat saying he's speechless. Well, Blue Dog, if you're speechless, we are dumbfounded. And yes, 9 of you boys are out of this Grand Prix already. But yes, Kane, welcome to the stream. You are watching Formula 4 Racing. This is the Australian division. We have got the UK division to come next. Approximately 5 to 6 hours after we finish this one. And that starts at 8 p.m. on a Monday, BST. And that is the UK division, of course. Yes, the safety car will be out for another lap, albeit on lap 12 of 36 Pills. And, well, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know why Mofo's diving in again. There's actually debris in the pit lane. There's actually debris in the pit lane.
This is crazy. Anyway, we will push on. Push on.
But hopefully that means the safety car can come in. Obviously, I don't really.
We've got Droftas in the chat saying F1 2021 Burt Mightlander edition. Yeah. 100%. He's just cruising the laps there, Droft. And, well, he's just wish we could do that. You know how they do it on TV? This is the line to take. This is not the line to take. This will be the invalidation. This will not be. This is what the drivers are allowed to do. Of course, here in the game, we adhere to the game laws, which is those 2 solid white lines, folks. Now, if you are a Formula 1 gamer, fan, what have you, and for argument's sake, we'll go to Austria for argument's sake. And I do believe it's turn 6, 7, and 8. There, you watch the real boys get out on that AstroTurf, and every time you have a crack on the game, it pulls the track map up red, saying that it is an invalid lap, of course, beyond track limits. So then you just then you jump on the real life stuff and you see what they're doing. You're screaming out invalidation towards the TV. But anyway, we will push on. Brad Tay leading this one, about to get us underway. We will stick with Fury Strap because I don't like going with the leader, folks. But let's just wait and see what Brad Tay does. Frantically trying to bamboozle Fury, but Fury was not caught napping. Brad Tay has gone. Fury right there. But have a look at Bozza. Bozza in that hammer there and thereabouts. Nose to stern. All this could get juicy into turn 1. As we go further down the field, we have got, who is that old boy hanging on the inside? There is the Stig in P7. So old boy
Stig's round again.
Old Boy getting by the stick and 2-5. Old Boy's pulled himself up into 5th place. I reckon he started to find his mojo after a couple of laps of being away from the game for a couple of weeks. We will move back up to Bozza because Bozza is starting to get real racing behind.
Shaq's round. He's trying to overtake Reedy. And it just, I don't know what happened. He might have just touched the grass. He dropped it. So that means Shaq down to P11 now.
I tell you what, these boys are trying to pass at the most ridiculous places. And we'll have to have a chat with these boys after this race, of course. But yes, Nat Hammer is there in P4. And we have got 11 runners still, Pillars. 11 runners on lap 14 of 36. And yes, massive last corner incident, folks, on the first lap that wiped out a quarter of the field. And then we lost a few periodically as the laps rolled by. But yes, we will push on. We've got Old Boy starting to make himself a bit of a nuisance with these front runners. As who is that diving in the pit lane? That is Mofo. Probably getting rid of that drive-through penalty as... Well, there he is there. Old Boy is really starting to close in on Nat Hammer now. Old Boy is a Team Rockstar. That is meant to be an orange livery, folks. And that is Old Boy there. The number 75. He's up in a P5 is the lad.
Yeah, definitely Old Boy really putting the hammer down on Nat Hammer. As he tries to close in. But the top three are just bolted. The mediums is obviously going to last a little bit longer because the wear won't be as high with the amount of safety cars and VSCs that we've had. So the hards just haven't had the chance to come into play yet.
No,
but I'd say give it a couple of more laps and you might find out that Nat Hammer comes back at Bozza, Fury Strat and Brad Tay pretty quickly.
Oh, we had a good bird's eye. Sorry, Pillars. We had a good bird's eye view of that. Old Boy was trying to make a move on that hammer. He got a bit greedy and sent it where it should not have been sent, and he paid the price. Around he went, and he has dropped down from 5th place all the way down to 9th position. The closest battle on track is this top battle between Fury and Bozza, and of course the leader in Brad Tay. Shaq sets the fastest lap with a 1 minute 12.4. And, well, he's in clean air, I do believe. Where is Shaq? There he is there in P8. Mr. Fury Strat still can't get by Brad Tay now. These boys at the front, they definitely understand that, they definitely understand there's only a couple of places to pass here at Zandvoort in the Netherlands there, Pillars. And you try to make your opportunities stick where it's not warranted, and you tend to pay the price, mate, as what we have seen throughout this whole Grand Prix.
Definitely, yeah. Patience is the name of the game around here. You can't force the issue. If you do, then we saw it with Old Boy just then trying to obviously have a look at Nat Hammer, and obviously it went south. And we've seen it with a couple other moves. Just a bit of patience, stay on the guy that's in front of you, and force him into a mistake. It's the best thing to do. Best thing to do around here.
Oh, Brad Tay doing a bit of a dummy into the pit lane. No, he's not. He says to Fury, I was thinking about going, but Fury's going to send it. And yes, he does. Fury does send it and gets it. The job done on the inside of turn 1. Fantastic move. Now, let's just see if Fury can stretch his legs, albeit Brad Tay with a 5-second time penalty, folks, as One Slick Mofo goes quicker again with a 1 minute 11.8. Now, these guys are well and truly out of position, but they are kind of there and thereabouts and can start to reel in the gap. We have a VSC. Folks. Why do we have a VSC? Not too sure. We have a VSC, though, and we are on lap 17 of 36. And not too sure why there is a VSC out on track there, Pills. But yes, we definitely do have one.
Just looking, I can't see any carbon fibre anywhere. I don't get what's gone on here, personally.
Not too sure either. Not too sure either. But yes, Fury definitely leads this one on lap 17 of 36, followed by Brad Tay and Bozza. Bozza doing a phenomenal job there too in golf racing. Up into P3 is the lad. He's just kept his nose clean and just gone about his business the way they all should have. And, well, there you go. Unfortunately, a few of them had no answer to, a few of them had no explanation for the answer, of course. They were almost sitting ducks in their own personal DNFs. But yes, virtual safety car here, guys. virtual safety car. But yes, we've gone green with no warning, and that is how this game is, unfortunately. But yes, Fury Strat, away he goes, leads this one, followed by Brad Tay and Bozza. Nat Hammer is still there and thereabouts in 4th position, and this is where the battle's at here, folks. Reedy's having a good look at the Stig, and Reedy in Golf Racing having a look at Team Jaguar. And let's just see, these guys need to follow each other through this part of the track here, Pills. It is treacherous if you try to go side by side. The slightest little tap and you're both around, ending in tears. Of course, under the heavy braking zones is where you want to get that move done, of course. Now, this right hand is such a sweeper. You really need to be more alongside to get that job done, of course. And this one here, yes, you can definitely late brake into that corner, but it is a late apex and it sweeps onto the straight, or the mini back straight, if you want to call it that, into the 3rd sector, which we have just approached with Reedy now. Reedy trying to really reel in the Stig, and the Stig doing a phenomenal job, albeit on 17 lap old hards. Reedy on 6 lap old mediums, just rides that sausage curb ever so slightly, and I think Reedy's going to get a good run here, Pillars. DRS wing wide open. Let's just see if he can get him on this straight. No, I think he's a little bit too far back there, buddy.
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit too far back. As I said, patience is the name of the game. Just this mofo goes quicker again with 11.4, and he's really going to start putting the pressure on old boy now. But back to Reedy, just to stay with him. Easy drive and a little mistake from the Stig, and Reedy will be there to pick up the pieces. As Bozza, so we have this Bozza getting Brad Tay.
Yeah, he just got by Brad Tay when you took over that little bit of comms there. We just saw the back end of it. But yes, Bozza did get past Brad Tay now. As the track's starting to rubber in and it's starting to become dry conditions, we're watching Brad Tay tumble down this order ever so slightly. Nat Hammer is starting to reel him in next. And, well, if you can watch that gap, yes, it is starting to open up. And, of course, this is a tight, twisty track. Now, a couple of tenths here is the equivalent to probably half a second at a most decent length track. So, yes, we're watching Brad Tay ever so slightly fall off the pace a little bit as Nat Hammer starts to reel him in. And 2.5 doing a great job, must be said, as well, in P5. The Stig, well, hats off to the Stig. He is a pot 4 driver.
Sorry, Gav. We have got... Old boy is out of... I don't know what happened to him. He went to the inside, I think to try and break the slipstream maybe, and he has clouted the wall, and that has ended his race because Mofo was right on the back of him, and that finds old boy taking an early bath for the old man.
Well, there you go. So
that was a heavy impact, that one. That was something else. That was like a Bottas at Mexico, where he caught that tyre wall just on the end of it and just would have absolutely flew him forward.
Well, there you go. So, we have got half a grid left. We have got 10 runners left, folks. And, well, there you go. I don't know what to say about this one. There'll be some questionable chats to be had, I am sure, about that one. But, yes, there you go. Fury leading this one over Bozza. Now, those two have both jumped Brad Tay. Nat Hammer will be next, albeit, yes, under safety car conditions. Nat Hammer on 19-lap-old hard. Same with the mediums. The guy's yet to stop, of course. Yes, done 19 laps. Now, we've had a couple of safety cars, a couple of VSCs, and, well, that is almost music to the ears of the medium runners. But the medium runners opting, everyone going to opt, to use this opportunity as a free pit stop, because there is Mr. Fury Strat, getting rid of those mediums, putting on that soft compound, and just getting ahead of, Bozza there. Bozza, they've all gone for the soft. Nat Hammer is out there. He's opted for the medium, to be honest with you there, folks. And yeah, he's gone a different route, thinking that the softs are going to burn out. But he's gone the medium. There you go there. 2.5 on the softs, as you can see. Brad Tay, after that pit stop and the time penalties and all that sort of stuff, runners, he is dropped down to 6th place. Reedy is in P7. Fantastic from him. The Stig into P8 on the medium as well. One Slick Mofo, he's going to do his thing after this restart, I dare say, in P9. And Nodsty leaving the pit lane now in P10.
Yeah, this is going to be hard for Shaq to keep Bozza and Fury Strat behind him. 9-lap-old mediums. Shaq didn't box, so it's going to be tough for him. He's that restart is going to be key, and see if you can hold them up for just a little bit. And then obviously got Nat Hammer. I think Nat is probably in the better position, along with the Stig. But initial pace, I think they could get swamped there.
Yeah, you're probably right there, Pills. But yeah, it doesn't really take much for the the mediums to warm up. But yes, we are under safety car conditions, of course, and yes, it will take them a little bit longer than the soft runners naturally to warm them up. Anyway, now if I was a soft tyre runner right now, basically, I would not be weaving. I would not be nothing. I would be keeping that car straight, very little throttle, and only warming up those boots probably a quarter of a lap into the last lap of the safety car conditions. You're just burning too much tyre life by trying to keep them heated and keep them warm throughout the course of the lap, of course. Yes, 3 laps under safety car conditions here, folks, at any Grand Prix that we come to. And, well, this is only lap 1. And, lap 2, I dare say. And, yes, we do have our leaders, Shaq there in P1. A bit out of sync, but he could play the great wingman role for his teammate in Fury Strat. Bozza is there in P3 and Nat Hammer in P4. 2-5 in P5. Brad Tay P6, Reedy P7, 1 Slick Mofo P8, Nodsty P9, and the Stig in P10.
Yeah, so Stig's box. Strange one, strange call out really for me. I think he's in a great position for the end of the race. If the safety car comes in now, and end of the race, 14 laps, softs be very, very second hand, I think, to me personally. But we shall soon see. The safety car is in this lap, so I'll let you take that one away. And Hello Kitty looking really good at the moment in
well,
one,
they are.
We've
got Droftas in the chat, of course. One of the UK, the leading the championship in the UK side is Droftas, and he is Hello Kitty, of course. And well, there you go. We'll flick with Fury, and just to see what when Shaq goes. But Fury's got the stickier, softer compound on. Shaq's still got to warm them up. Let's just see when Shaq goes, because Fury is on the absolute hunt. And there you go, Shaq has bolted. Shaq has bolted and absolutely left Fury for dead. But the saving grace there is Fury has got that soft compound on. And Droftas is leading the UK Championship, but we are here on the Australian side. As Nat Hammer and Boz are getting real racy, and Nat Hammer pulled out of that one very, very wisely as he tucks back into Bozza. Bozza up into 3rd place, doing a great job. Nat Hammer P4 and 2-5 is hanging on to the back of this. He's on the hunt as well, is the 2-5 man. And, well, let's just see what he can do. Brad Tay is there and thereabouts in P6. Well, he's the highest runner of Team Rockstar is Mr. Brad Tay. And, well, 1 Slick Mofo is all over the back of him. And Mofo just trying to consolidate. Well, for a horrendous start from the bulk of the field that caught quite a fair few of them out. And, yes, look at that running board. We only have 10 runners left, folks. And 1 Slick Mofo trying to do his thing behind Brad Tay. Yes, there he is there. Nodsty is also there. He's in P9 and we have a VSC. Why?
I don't know. Again, there's just... I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on either. This is a crazy Grand Prix to be a part of. I don't understand why we have a VSC. Everyone is still running.
I mean, I'm look back through your field. There is still debris on track, but surely that can't be what it's for. This has been unreal today.
Yeah, it's been pretty full on.
I don't really know what else to say about it, but it's been interesting to say the least.
And DJ Death Dragon saying, hope it's not a VS. DJ, this is your home country. Sort your stuff out, my friend. And only joking. Of course, yes, we're going to blame the resident Arnie. Yes, DJ, the hills are alive with the sound of DJ. And he's a great lad, is DJ Death Dragon. Yes, Mr. Dutchman himself, but we've gone green here, folks. 24 of 36. And Fury Strat is a little bit behind Shaq there. Shaq enjoying clean air, which has got me tending to think, well, Shaq maybe he's... I don't want to criticise the lad, but yes, he's been caught out in a couple of He's loving the clean air, is Shaq. Didn't like it so much when he was in traffic, but he's enjoying this clean air. And let's just see what Shaq can do. Of course, trying to stretch his legs over Fury, and he's doing that ever so beautifully. There you go, Fury with a 1.4 seconds behind him. But Bozza getting real racy. Oh, they almost touch into turn one. But Bozza and Fury's having a good old ring-a-ding-ding. And yes, have a look at this. This is for P2 and P3 here, Pillars.
Yeah, definitely. Bozza needs to try and get this done as quick as possible because he's got that hammer on those medium tyres just behind him. But maybe this is just a plan from Mr. Fury's strat. Maybe just let him go for a little bit, and when those mediums start dying off, he'll pick up the pace again. Obviously on the soft tyres, but we have got Mofo hunting down Brad Tay. He got a little bit caught out on that restart. He lost a little bit of time to 2.5. So we have got Nodsty all over the back of Reedy. So Reedy obviously helping out Mofo, just keeping Nodsty behind, and the Stig close behind on Nodsty as well. So interesting next few laps, see what happens at the top though.
Exactly right, mate. Exactly right. But yes, at the moment, Nodsty's looking to get by Reedy, and he just can't do it, of course. This is one of those tracks where patience is a virtue. And, yeah, you just need to be patient. Not to force the issue. This is not like an open track. It's tight, it's twisty, and it usually does end in tears for both parties involved. But yes, Nodsty is going to use this track to his advantage. DRS wing wide open. He's getting a good toe down that start-finish straight, and it's as easy as that, folks, into turn one under braking. But Reedy's not done yet. Reedy's trying to go around the outside, but no, Nodsty's further enough ahead. And there you go. Nodsty will claim that P8, albeit at turn 3, and that moves Nodsty up. One Slick Mofo and Brad Tay. Now, One Slick is another one who knows exactly where this track is at, and he is all over the back of Brad Tay. Brad Tay, well, he enjoyed it while the track was green and it was wet, but yes, now he is falling down the field, of course, and, well, he's albeit in P6, still a phenomenal effort from Brad Tay, but yes, One Slick Mofo is starting to turn the wick up a little bit, and he's starting to catch this little group here of Brad Tay and 2.5. There's a bit of a gap between 2.5 and Nat Hammer, so this is, well, so be it, the mid-pack of this grid. Of course, yes, like I did say, and you guys and girls at home can see, we have lost half the grid, albeit to a major incident. Of course, the last corner of the first lap, but we will push on. One Slick Mofo, there's a bit of a DRS strain happening, and Mofo's getting a good toe. Is he going to send it? He has to go around the long way. No, Brad Tay putting his car in all the right places, and Mofo has to settle for another lap behind Brad Tay. I'll tell you what, this has got fireworks written all over it. We're on lap 27 of 36. This one's starting to heat up. These boys are starting to find their rhythm yet again, and we are gone racing.
Yeah, definitely is. There's a yellow flag, and that is the Stig that is out of the race. Exit of turn 4, and he finds himself eating an early wall, and that is not ideal for the Stig. So 9 runners left here, but we are far from done. There are positions to still be battled for. Everybody's pretty much in everyone's DRS, apart from Shaq, who checked out at 1.7 seconds. And obviously Nodsty, who has got Reedy still in his DRS, but he's falling away from the back of One Slick. Obviously, hasn't got that DRS, so One Slick will get that advantage twice to gain time back, but he'll lose a lap being in dirty air of Brad Tay.
Exactly right there, Pills. Exactly right. And, well, we're not going to harp on the VSC SC glitches because, well, I mean, you lose cars and you don't get any. You don't lose cars and you get some. But yes, One Slick Mofo looks like he's starting to get a little bit frustrated behind Brad Tay, because Brad Tay is putting his car exactly where you don't want it if you're trying to pass. We'll go back up to the top here because Bozza's still hanging on to the back of Fury Strat. And well, there you go. Shacky Boy up into P1, but he will need to box again. I do not see those mediums going another 8 laps there, Pills.
No, neither do I. I mean, if he tries it, then fair play. But obviously, right now, maybe it was the right call to box. But he's not really doing his teammate too many favours right now. I mean, you would have probably rather him be in your DRS, like just in your DRS, about 8-9 tenths in.
Yeah, that's right.
Just so he gets that extra bit of straight line speed, so it helps fend off Bozza. I mean, for golf racing, I mean, this is great. This is exactly where you want Bozza. And obviously, Mofo on the hunt for Brad Tay. And really doing bits as well. So, maybe Boston might be able to get him, but who knows? I mean, next few laps, I'd definitely say lap 30, maybe next lap, it'd be the best time for Shaq to box, because he has a bit of time to make up the ground he's going to lose.
Well, there you go. And, well, Brad Tay trying to make himself big and a nuisance. Well, that was nearly tricky to say. Big and a nuisance in 2.5 mirrors, because he did pull out of that, that slipstream just to make himself look big in 2.5's mirrors, but sort of distracted himself a little bit because Mofo is there and thereabouts. Brad Tay, you need to be focusing on the guy behind as well, because Mofo will not hesitate to take that P6 away from you. But it's interesting also to note there, Pillars, that we have no Team Jaguar runners at all, and well, that has hurt their progress ever so slightly, albeit only round 3 here in Formula 4. Yes, we are at Zandvoort. We do throw up a randomised calendar because we are a very unique league here. This is a one-off. We will call this a one-off, folks, because this is not representative of what we represent here as a league. Of course, yes, we have only 9 runners. Major incident early doors of this Grand Prix, but we will push on. We've got a cracking last 6 laps to get through. As One Slick Mofo, is he going to get the job done now? Brad Tay's gone defensive. Mofo goes the inside. Under braking, is he's going to get it done? Yes, he does, but he's gone a little bit deep in turn, but no, he's carried so much speed, and Brad Tay's around. Brad Tay spun it all on his own, and into the wall. There goes Brad Tay. Unfortunate from the lad, and Mofo has moved up into P6. We have a yellow flag in Sector 1, all albeit that spinning Brad Tay. But yes, 2.5 and Nat Hammer, these guys are teammates. These are 2 Monster Energy teammates, of course. And yes, unfortunately, Nat Hammer selected the wrong livery, and well, there you go. A little bit of an error on his behalf. But there you go. The gaps have sort of spread out a little bit. The closest battle's on track now. Mofo's starting to reel in 2.5. Now, interesting to see how Mofo goes about these last 6 laps here, folks, because, well, 6 laps to go, plenty of points left on offer, and, well, the higher up the grid, the better you are, of course. And, well, there you go. 2.5 doing a bit. Oh, Mofo, I thought he was going to touch that sausage curb, but no, he does not. And away he goes. Yes, DRS wing wide open. Have a look at that train. That is a train from Nat Hammer, 2.5, and One Slick Mofo, and it almost cancels each other out. But 2.5 getting very, very close to the rear gearbox of Nat Hammer here, mate.
Yeah, definitely. You have got Nat Hammer and 2.5 in a gold facing sandwich at the moment. So if Bozza and One Slick can make this work for themselves and try and pinch him, Mofo might be able to gain a couple of spots if Bozza can just hold off. And you might find that Golf end up being P3 and P4 at the end of this.
Quite possibly, mate. Quite possibly. I mean, this 5 laps, there's still a little bit of way to go here, of course, folks, as Mofo is getting real racy. Did you see that power slide coming out of that last corner, folks? I certainly did. He has put the hammer down, and I do believe the 2.5 will be swallowed up by the One Slick Mofo very, very soon here, Pills.
Yeah, no, definitely. Mofo looks like a man possessed right now. He is just absolutely ragging the wheels off that car right now, just try and get by 2.5 and put some pressure on Nat Hammer, because Nat Hammer obviously with the DRS now on Bozza, as Bozza has lost 1.7 to Mr. Fury Strat. So the Hello Kitty team looking good at P1 and P2, but P3 seems like it's also to play for, so from the next 4 laps.
You are right, and it'd be interesting to see how these tyres are going on with Forever Shaq. They are 20-lap-old mediums, folks, and they must be feeling horrendous at this stage, albeit he would have saved a bit of life under that safety car, but this lad is enjoying free air, Pills, because he didn't like it so much when he was in traffic, but all credit to him. He's out in front. He's doing his thing.
No, definitely, I can't believe he's still gaining. He's still gaining on Mr. Fury Strat, which again, I just can't believe, on 20-lap-old medium tyres. So it'd be interesting if he can kind of keep that going. 4 laps left. I think lap 36, Shaq might be lucky to make it to that checkered flag.
I think so. But I'm expecting the tyres to jump off, but he sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix with a 1:11 0.2. And, well, I'm not too sure what to make of that. But there you go. Nat Hammer is all over the back. Well, he's not quite, but I tell you what, these gaps are close. Mofo is there. 2-5's gone wide. 2-5's made a mistake, but Mofo's going to try to send it around the outside. But no, 2-5 holds his line. They are side by side going into the most trickiest part of this lap. And, well, you don't want to be side by side. Oh, they've touched. Oh, that was close. That was very, very close. As one slick Mofo nearly undid all of his good work there. And he's had to tuck in behind 2-5. And that is P5 and P6. Nat Hammer, where is he? There is he. And yes, he is. Boss has just got away from him ever so slightly. Still 7/10 of a second there, Pills. We are on lap 33 of 36 as 2-5 and Mofo resume their battle. But this is where it's at. P4, P5 and P6.
Definitely, this is going to come down to the wire, and this is every exit is so crucial for Bozza now, especially the ones that lead onto the DRS straight. This is one of them right now, but Nat Hammer with the ERS advantage just so far, he'll have that extra bit of power, but he'll have over 20%, but he's just as long as the DRS, maybe just keeping 2-5 close to him, just to obviously save the attack from one slip Mofo, but with 2 laps left to go, this is going to go right down to that last DRS activation zone.
As we've got Droftas in the chat saying that Glock did 24 or 26 laps on the medium. And there you go. He reckons that Shaq will be fine for tyre life. So there you go. Thank you, Mr. Droftas. As yes, one slick Mofo. He's not giving up on this 5th place. He wants it. He can smell it. And he's got 2-5 in front of him to get it. And let's just see if he can get this job done. Yes, it still is a battle. We have a yellow flag in Sector 2. And that looks like it's Reedy. Is it Reedy? It certainly is Reedy.
I think it is.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's happened there, folks. But we'll go where the action is. As Mofo's got some unbelievable closing speed on 2-5. 2-5 just trying to hold his own and keep one slick Mofo at bay. This is a massive, massive DRS zone train, to be fair. And yes, Bozza is at the front of that one. So have a look. Bozza, well, he's going to dummy. He's dummying the pit lane. He's trying to break the toe. Nat Hammer's going to send it. And yes, he does. Nat Hammer, is he going to get the job done? On the inside, Bozza holds his line. Fantastic stuff. And Bozza keeps that 3rd position.
Definitely great defending from Bozza, obviously trying to break that slipstream. And Nat Hammer, I think, just got a little bit too close to that inside curb and just lost the back end. So, battle resumes. Lap 35, lap 36 to go, and this podium is not settled yet, Gal, because we've still got 2-5 and 1 slip Mofo behind. Any mistake, and those boys will pounce.
Exactly right, and we can all bet your bottom dollar, folks, that these boys are on the raggedy edge at this stage of this Grand Prix, knowing how close the gaps are. Well, one slick Mofo got within a 10th there of 2-5, but lost it all coming out of that corner. And, well, 2-5 doing a fantastic job up there in P5, and I think he's got a setup that works for him this weekend. Last weekend wasn't too happy with his setup, which is, well, good to see he worked on that over the week. And look at the results, folks. He's up into P5. Good to see. Nat Hammer still doing his thing. I wonder if he's going to leave it to the...
One slick's off. One slick is spun, so that'll put an end to his battle with 2-5. And Nat Hammer's close again to Bozza, but just can't make it stick. We are on the last lap. And this is key now. Can Bozza hold on for one more lap for that P3? But he's got Nat Hammer at 2-5 and Clue hunting him down.
Well, I think he will, though. I think he's done everything right to this point of the Grand Prix, has the Bozza. And, well, he's just got to keep it clean for the next few corners of this track. He's got past the most difficult parts of this track, to be fair, Pillars. It's just a formality now, putting the car in all the right places, making it so difficult for Nat Hammer to get by. Yes, Nat Hammer has got the tyre life under his belt, but let's not forget the purchase that sticky soft compound has coming in and out of corners. And Bozza is reaping the rewards of that. Nat Hammer tends to close up in all the quick parts of the track, but Bozza just gets the launch out of the corners. This could be a last lap thing, but yes, Shaq wins here at Zandvoort. P2 is Fury. P2, so Hello Kitty 1 and 2. Bozza is going to take that 3rd place, followed by Nat Hammer and 2-5 takes P5. Nodsty will get P6. One slick Mofo, well, it'll be one for him to forget, of course. And yes, that is P7 for mofo. Where is Reedy? Reedy is there and thereabouts in P8, and he will come around this last corner now to finish in P8. And great job from you, Reedy, to keep that one all together. And Brad Tay, after having, being right up there in the top end of the timing charts, finds himself down there in P9, of course. And, some solid points for Team Rockstar. But, Pills, as we wait for Brad Tate across this line, to summarise this Grand Prix, you need to be I don't know what you need to be, but you need to be more of a wordsmith than what I am, because I tell you what, that was interesting to say the least.
That was something else, that race. But to the guys who finished, you made it across the line. We fair play to you all. And I mean, a tenth of a second separated Bozza and that hammer right at the end there. But Shaq and Mr. Fury Strat doing the business for Hello Kitty. Starting race day off for Hello Kitty is very, very strong. See if they can take that into tonight's race day.
Well, exactly right there, Pills, as they spray the champagne, and I'm sure that tastes great for those three boys there. And yes, we will go through these timing screens. The fastest lap of this Grand Prix was by Shaq with a 1 minute 11.218. Look at all those DNFs.
Yeah, great. I mean, that is something else, isn't it? That is, I mean, to be fair, 5 of them was, probably that crash earlier. It reminds me of, I think, Belgium, was it 99 or something, early 2000s, where you had, where they red flagged it because I think 18 out of the 20 drivers was caught in something. That's what that reminded me of.
Yeah, it certainly
Carnage
did a little
everywhere.
bit. A little bit. We're going to go on a quick pause, folks. I'll make sure these three drivers of Shaq, Fury, and Bozza jump into the commentary box. We'll be with you in a second. Okay, folks, so the invites have been sent out to our top three. And, we will go to our third place man. And I tell you what, one of your boys there, Pillars, Team Golf Racing, and that is TRL Bozza. Bozza takes his first podium of the season. Congratulations, Bozza. I tell you what, mate, it was a battle of attrition there. And, at the end of lap 1, there was absolute carnage that was happening all over the track. And, it's all about survival. You kept your nose clean to take home your first podium. Congratulations.
Yeah, cheers, boys. It's quite surreal with how many DNFs happened. And, with those first 10 laps, me and Mofo were just helping each other through the pack and picking off one by one, keeping our nose clean. And I told the boys at the start, just to keep your nose clean and you'll come home with some big points and just make it to the flag. And, 3 of us did that, and, we brought home some decent points for the team at the end of the day.
Exactly right, mate, and that's what it's all about, keeping your nose clean and just bringing home those points. Of course, it's more of a marathon than a sprint here at any Formula 1 season that you participate in. And, I don't need to tell you boys that, but I tell you what, Bozza, take your hat off there, son. Congratulations on keeping it clean and getting to the very, very end. Third place, well-needed points for Golf Racing, and I know your boy here sitting beside me, Pillars, is quite happy.
Well, I'm very happy. Mate. I just want to ask you, how sweaty are your hands right now? Because that hat was hunting you down like I've never seen anybody before.
Oh, they are extremely sweaty. Those last 10 laps, I was sweating, I was pushing, I was just trying to keep the hammer behind every single corner. It was insane.
Well, all credit to you, mate. You managed to do it, and perfect car placement, if I may add so myself. But, well, congratulations on your third place there, Bozza. We will move to our second place man, and I tell you what, it's all in the name, Mr. Fury Strat. Welcome to the commentary box, and congratulations on your P2, my friend.
Yeah, cheers, mate. It was, I think Burn Bylander should actually get the P1 tonight, to be honest. He, did a lot of laps. I think every time I made a move on Brad Tay or was about to, there was a safety car or a VSC or something, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And then similar thing happened when I finally broke out in front. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then more stuff happening. I'm like, oh, this never ends. But it is what it is. Kept my nose clean. P2. Can't complain.
Exactly right there, Fury. Now, well, of course, you did start the Grand Prix in 5th position, of course. And, well, I'll tell you what, they kind of, to be fair, the boys that were further down the grid, what would you say, Pillars, around about the 10th, 11th place, they were the ones that got called out dramatically in that massive incident. But I'll tell you what, mate.
Yeah, it was. It was, definitely. I mean, yeah, that was...
That was carnage, to say the least.
I just don't even know what to say about it. But...
I don't know what to say.
No,
yes.
I mean...
And Xerxes is in the chat saying, can we please have a minute's silence for the 5 drivers we lost today on lap 1? Well, I'll tell you what, minute's silence and a good hard look at yourselves. No, I'm only joking, folks. Yes, Mr. Fury Strat, he came home in 2nd position, and that is for Team Hello Kitty. And some
I'm just glad I didn't start at the back of the pack, though.
Yeah.
I normally do. You know me, Skate. You've seen me plenty of times, mate. Normally at the back of the pack, so I probably would have been caught up in it, to be completely fair.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, usually because a Q2 or a Q3 session didn't quite pan out the way you would have liked it, and it's all down to the aggressive strat, as we do know, and love of you, Fury. But I'll tell you what, it worked to a treat this week. You definitely qualified very well. P5, all credit to you. And, mate, that 2nd place is, well, hats off, my friend. P2, congratulations. Some well-needed points for Team Hello Kitty. And, well, great job by yourself there, my friend.
Yeah, Dad, like, I knew Shaq, I was in a party with him. He knew he had damage on the rear wing, and I thought maybe I could challenge him at the start. Maybe I could slip by, but he actually had really good pace at the restart, so I figured that my fight wasn't in front. I'll just let him go, get a gap, so I'm not getting that dirty air effect, and then defend from Bozza, which he must have been struggling with tyres at the end of the race because he just kind of fell off and fell pretty far back from me towards the end. So yeah, it was a good race for what racing action we did have.
Yeah, exactly right. Now, well, to pump you up even more so, Fury, I've put the Pop Championships up on the stream, and to be honest with you, with that result there, moves you clear in the Pot 3. So at the moment, you are number 1 in the Pot 3. So congratulations on a well-deserved great 2nd place, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate. It'll be a long fought season, but
yeah,
hopefully
definitely.
I can keep the momentum going and keep extending my lead now.
Well done, Fury. As we move to our first place man, and that is Shacky Boy, Mr. Shaq. Well, not only that, he gets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix with a 1 minute 11.218, and so that's an extra point coming your way too, my friend. And well, some much needed points you were missing last week. You got 12 points in your first week, but yes, that is some much needed points for your tally, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, lads. Yeah, it was a bit of a tough race having to start at the back, and that lap 1 incident felt like I was in a bit of a Fast and Furious movie, going through flipping cars and bloody whatnot. But yeah, I feel like the safety cars just came in pretty big with the lads not pitting, having to start on meds, and then for the tyres just overheating, having the meds at the end was probably just the right tyre to be on.
Yeah, that's right. And I'll tell you what, the tyre life that you got out of them was fantastic. I'm pretty sure you did 23, I'm pretty sure. Was that right, Shaq? 23 laps on that last stint of those tyres?
Might have been, but a fair few were under safety car, so you can't really take that. You have to take that into account.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, I'll tell you what, let's hope you're starting to hit your straps now, Shacky boy, because when you get going, you're very, very difficult to stop. And, well, a very much needed whole fistful of points for you and your team, with you and Fury taking the top 2 spots in Team Hello Kitty. And I know Droftas was in the chat and absolutely loving that his boys, your boys, you boys, were up there in the top ends of the running order. So congratulations to you both, and well, we look forward to seeing you next week. Pillars, just quickly, mate, where are we next week? I just can't remember for the life of me.
Give me 1 second and I'll have a look. I really should know that, but...
Well, Austria.
Yes, we are at Austria.
I think that is a good shout. Yeah, it is Austria.
We are. So I tell you what, folks, we are at Austria, and yes, that will be another belting Grand Prix. And I tell you what, these boys all know Austria. They'll all be looking forward to it. And well, I do know a couple of them are extremely quick around there. But yeah, let's hope you all can join us for that next stream in Austria. That is next week, folks. But I tell you what, there's one to come up after this one, and that is the Amigos crew. Yes, the UK lot are about to do battle 8 p.m. BST. Yes, that is in approximately 6 hours, folks. These UK lads are going to strut their stuff out on the Formula 4 stage, albeit at Zandvoort, and let's hope they have a better result than what we did here in the Australian side of things. And well, thank you very, very much to our top 3 in Shaq, Fury, and Bozza. And we'll say goodbye to them ever so briefly, because we will catch up with them again at some point or another when they do reach the podium stages. But yes, for us, for now, I am See Me Skate. That was Infamous Pillars. We are Formula 4, and we do hope you've enjoyed that one as we've enjoyed it bringing it to you. And for us, for now, goodbye.